Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how I made this concrete texture using filler. Hope you enjoy. So this is probably the easiest texture you can do really. All you need is a tub of ready mix filler, crack that open and just using your hands scoop some out and then start stippling it onto whatever surface you're working with. If you've got sensitive skin or for any other reason you don't want to do that, use gloves. You can use a tool, like a spatula or something like that to do this technique. I mean, you can use any implement if you want, but I find that if you're using your hand, it's an awful lot easier to create this stippling effect, which is really important because a key part of this technique is creating all the little gaps and uneven heights. So there's no real technique other than that. Just whack the filler on, don't smooth it out, leave it quite uneven so that you've got little peaks. And then leave it a good while to dry. I'd certainly recommend with filler 24 hours or overnight. Because it can feel dry on the top surface, but as you start sanding, you'll start to feel how the layers further down aren't quite dry, and it'll gunk up your sandpaper. Once the filler's completely dry, you're going to get a kind of medium to coarse grit sandpaper, and I've just used sanding sponges. I much prefer using those. And start sanding back on as level surface as you can. It's very easy sanding by hand to create an angle or to round things off. Do your best to keep that level. But all we're going to do is keep sanding until the effect is as you intend. So if we only do a light bit of sanding, you'll see that essentially almost looks like more like a stone surface because it's so pitted and marked. But the more you sand it, the more you're going to smooth it out, and the less you're going to see all these dimples and marks. If you want to sand it and create really smooth concrete, then go all the way and just leave a few blemishes. I'm going to go about halfway just to prove the technique here, but this is why the stippling at the start of the video is so important. That is what's creating all these holes right now. Once you've got it to the layer that you want, get a really fine piece of sandpaper and just go over to get rid of as many of the scratch marks as you want, unless you're going for a different type of concrete where you would see those lines, in which case, keep them. Simple as that. Once you're finished, you can go in straight away with a primer, and then the painting process is super simple. Okay, we're just going to mottle some different greys together. I'm going to apply a few washes like I did in my mushroom forest texture, just to, weather it down a little bit. And all I've done after that is do a little bit of dry brushing. You can take this a lot further, but that's a very simple painting process just to get us started. So there we are. I mean, that couldn't be simpler, really. Really easy technique that only requires one material. And if you get a tub of ready mix filler, that is going to go an awful long way. And as you've already seen with other textures on the channel, it's got quite a varied application. So there we are. There's how to create concrete using filler. Hope you've enjoyed.